think we're live. Are we live? I think we're live. Well, first of all, apologies about the lighting. I was hoping it was going to be lighter in here. So I've got an array of different lights around here so that hopefully you can see me okay. There's a few weird shadows, and here you can see the light that's there, but here goes. We'll give it a bit so we can see if anybody joins. I mentioned earlier in the week that I do a live thing tonight. I think I definitely did it wrong the last time that I did it, because there was no one coming in for a chat. But it's been a long week. I won't go into it too much. I was going to do this on Wednesday, but it's been one of those weeks. Sometimes you get it. A lot of stuff happens. Evening, Chris. A lot of stuff happens. A lot of stuff gets in the way. Life, as the Jurassic Park, life finds a way. Hiya, Beaver Baron. By the way, tonight's live stream is sponsored by Abbott's Ale. I actually thought I picked up Bishop Finger, but I hadn't. I picked up Abbott's, but it's still a nice pint. Hi, James. I've got a few of these, so we're going to get through these. But yeah, it's just been a busy week, super busy. My day-to-day job, not to go into it too much, but my day-to-day job, usually this is a very quiet period of the year. Things like medical symposia, all of the doctors, all of the professors, they're all taking time off, and it's just super chilled. But COVID's got this weird thing that there's no more face-to-face medical symposia, so we're doing a lot of virtual stuff, which just means it's been busy all year round. But the reason that I got this going tonight was mainly because hopefully, yeah, tell me about it. It's very good. I was going to get some hobgoblin as well. Do you know what? I'm old. I'm officially old. I suffer a little bit with gout. That's how old I am. Yeah, I'm old. And I'm a real ale drinker. I love real ale. It's just a shame sometimes that when I go on a bit of a real ale session for the next couple of weeks, I struggle to walk. Hobgoblin, I love Hobgoblin, but unfortunately, that's a real kicker for the gout. Abbott's is all right. It's a nice drink for that. But yeah, as I was saying, so I recently hit. When was it? It was about a month or so ago. Hit 5,000 subscribers here on YouTube, which is really good. I'm absolutely blown away that I've managed to get that high. Never even thought 3 years ago that I'd even get that. Plus on Instagram, I also managed to hit 2,000 subscribers. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to give something back, and that's to all of the people that have helped me to make a success of Moorlander EDC, and also an opportunity really to help to give back to the many companies that send me goods. I'm just a bit old-fashioned. I really am just a bit old-fashioned. So I do send out a lot of emails on a daily basis asking to see if companies would like to work with me. I still feel very humbled when they say, yes, we'd like you to send this. We'd like you to send this, or would you like to try this? I never take it as a given. And I always want to make sure that when I make some content, I want to make sure that it's a two-way thing. Yeah, it's great for me to get some views and help to build a community, but really it's helping to showcase these amazing products that a lot of companies make. So it's also being able to give back to you guys, but it's also one of the easier ways, apart from people watching the reviews. It's also an easy way for me to be able to help to give back to these companies. So there's actually going to be two giveaways. What I'm going to do, because there's 5,000 and 2,000, I'm going to do two of them. So everybody will have an opportunity, hopefully, to be able to take part in both of the giveaways. The way in which that I'm going to do it is on Instagram, because Instagram is just a little bit easier as far as things like, how the giveaways kind of work. It's like, you need to follow you need to follow X. Well, it's gassy. You need to follow X, Y, and Z. Follow me, like and subscribe, all that kind of stuff. So it's great for helping me to give back to those companies. So on Instagram, for the 2,000 followers, I'm trying to work out when to do it. Well, it probably won't be this Sunday. It might be the following Sunday. So this Sunday is the 21st. What's the following Sunday? Is that the 27th, 28th? So hopefully I'll be able to say it's live next Sunday, not this Sunday coming, the Sunday after that. And there's a few things, and this unfortunately, well, I say unfortunately because it sounds like a bad thing, but in a weird way, it's turned out that it's going to be a little bit better for you guys, because some of you may have heard, there's this crazy transportation issue going on all over the world. And this is the global world that we live in nowadays, isn't it? It's mad that, you get so much sent from place to place. So trying to pull it all together, and which is why it's took a bit of a while to try and pull it all together, is one of the reasons why I thought, instead of waiting for it to all get in, I'll split it and we'll just do 2 for Instagram. So the first one on Instagram, oh God, I've needed that all week. So the first one's going to be working with 3 companies, 2 of them of which I've actually shown these products off before. So the first one is the Ion wallet from Pioneer Carry. And when I did the review of this, I decided, because they were good enough to send me 2 of them, I got in touch with them straight away. Hey, how's it going? Shoot. I got in touch with them straight away, and I was like, I can't believe you sent me 2. I'm really grateful that you sent me 2. How about, what I'll do is I'll do this as part of a giveaway? And they were like, yeah, that's brilliant. That's a really good idea. So the one that I had was the 3-ply version, whereas this is the 10XD one. This is the one that's made from Dyneema, that's just this crazy space age. You could fall from the moon and even re-entry wouldn't damage it, kind of thing. So it's the Onyx Ion wallet billfold from Pioneer. So that's the first thing that's going to be part of it. The second one that's going to be added to it is the Bravo Sling. So it's the Bravo Sling Pro version 2. This is another one. Alpaca. This is the first year that I've started reviewing or started even testing alpaca stuff. Blew me away. I'd seen a lot of their stuff, and I'm at the point now that I noticed on their website that they have their own little what is it now, like a ambassador thing, and I'm getting into that. I really want to get into that, so I can really start looking at more of the stuff that they test. There's nothing that I've tried from Alpaca that is just, honestly, it's amazing stuff. So this is one of the other things. So this is and I always get this wrong way around. So it is the Bravo Sling Pro version 2, and this is the faux wool version, which is the one that's got Kevlar in there. It's, yeah, you can't cut through this. It's that strong. It's even got the RFID blocker section here in the back, which if you've got stuff in there, it'll keep that safe for you as well, just in case you're worried about that sort of stuff. The last thing, before we have another drink, and the last thing is actually something that a company's got in touch with me recently, and they're called, I love the name on this one, they're called Good Screw. Now, I've written it down because there's something that you need to make sure that you check with this. I think it's goodscrew.com, but it's Good Screw with a K, SKREW. Just be careful not to search for Good Screw with a C. That's a completely different site that you might want to look at. Not safe for work. But Good Screw make titanium screws. The ones. Hey Peter, how's it going? The ones where they have the bearing at the bottom so that you can fix it against your hand, and you can screw it into things like knives and all of that sort of stuff. So they got in touch as well and asked if I would like to make some content on one of their screwdrivers. I believe they come with 6 1/4-inch screwdriver bits. There's a flathead and some popular ones. Hey, Gabor. Some other ones that are perfect for knives and EDC kind of stuff. So they're going to send me 2 of those. They've been grateful enough, or at least I've been grateful enough, and they've been good enough to send me 2 of those. So although I don't have it with me now, it's actually working its way to me. So when this goes live, there'll be those 3 items that will be part of the Instagram giveaway, and part of it is, you'll need to follow me, which I'm hopefully you do, and then follow those 3 companies. So that will be all part and parcel of that. The last one, or at least I say the last one, the second one's actually going to be the YouTube one. So because I hit 2 milestones at the same time, the Instagram is going to be those 3 items. The YouTube one, it's going to be slightly different, and I've tried to think of the best way to do this, because it's a little bit tricky with YouTube, because you can't be like, oh, you need to follow this or you need to follow that, because some of these people don't necessarily have YouTube channels. And what I thought was the easiest way, because you guys give me views, and those views eventually get turned into cash that I get to make more content. And I wanted to give that back. And that's what I'm going to do. So I make, and I'm 100% transparent with this. This month I made about £150 through YouTube, and that's through all of the little ads. I always make sure that they're the shorter ads, the ones that you can skip after 5 seconds. So I'll need to leave a little bit of cash so that I can continue to pick up a few things. But luckily I've had quite a few things sent through to me, so I can cover that for the next month. But what I'm going to do is, as part of the YouTube giveaway, is I'm going to do a £100 giveaway as part of it, because that's, I mean, for one, it's kind of not my money. It just gets sent to me, and every single penny that I earn through YouTube gets put straight back into the channel. Every single penny of it goes towards stuff to review. I started, especially this year, I was really bad at it last year, but this year, I'm pointing at it here because I can see it on my desktop. But this year I've started to write down people's names and things that they're suggesting, so that I can actually remember. And hopefully some of you will have noticed that I've actually been giving some shout outs. So every single penny that I get from this goes straight back into it. Sometimes, drop my microphone. Sometimes it might be on a new mic or something, just to make things clearer and stuff. So what I'm thinking is, and this is the bit that I've kind of struggled with, or at least how to do it. And I thought the best way, or the best possible way, is either £100 Amazon voucher, or £100 that I'll transfer to whoever wins through PayPal. Hopefully that makes it easier that there is a YouTube, whether that is Amazon or PayPal. Hopefully that should cover most people. I sincerely hope it does, so that I can leave this open to as many people as possible. If it means maybe there's another one in a country, whoever wins it, I'll try my best to try and see if we can do that. But I think with Amazon, it's great because you can log on anywhere. I did my maths. Now these are for today, but so like £100 is roughly $130 US, 180 Aussie dollars, 170 Canadian dollars, 120 euros. Wow, 1,200 Swedish krona. 15,000 yen. Who'd have thought? 550 Polish zlotys. So however we can do it, however we can manage, I'll try my best so that whatever country you're in, we'll make something work. But because of what I make from this, I just want to give that back, and that's because that kind of shows that I'm really appreciative that a lot of you enjoy my content. As I said, I've said this before, but I see myself as quite a humble guy. I just want to be able to give back to you guys what I get from YouTube from this. So that seems to me like the easiest way to do it. So what I'll do is I'll maybe put up some content and leave all you have to do is, I don't know, say I'm in or something like that in the comments below. And then after 3 or 4 weeks or something, then we'll randomly pick a winner, and that winner, wherever you are in the world, I'll convert it or however it'll work. But fingers crossed, we'll be able to get that money to you. I think that's probably the easiest, especially with postage and that sort of stuff. I could have done a bag or I could have done something else. But I think this is the best way for me to give something back to you guys, or whoever wins. That if you want to get something for EDC with it, that would be absolutely amazing. If you need to pay some bills, you got to pay some bills. So that's cool. But it's just that little bit from me to you, and I suppose it just makes it a little bit more personal. The fact that that's my income from YouTube that is going directly straight back to you guys, as a thank you for your support over the last 3 years and 5,000 subscribers. So they're my ideas. That's what the 2 giveaways are going to be. And yeah, I don't know what to say now, but hopefully, like I say, it should give a better chance now of there being 2 people that will hopefully win from this. And weirdly, now because of the issues that we've been having trying to get some of that other stuff to me here in the UK, maybe when I hit 6,000 subscribers, then I'll do another giveaway, which will be all of the other things that hadn't got sent to me. Plus, I get lots of other stuff. There's whenever somebody sends me a bag, there's always stickers, there's always extra freebies and that sort of stuff. So what I'll do is, they're the 3 things for the Instagram one that will definitely be in there. But then I'll make sure there's loads of other little treats and stuff in there for you as well. And yeah, see what I can add to it. So there you go. Now, how's everybody's week been? I don't know. Do you want me to shall we cut this off at 30 minutes? How's everybody's week been? Has everybody been having a good week? I feel like I'm on a Zoom call at work. I should be saying, "Oh, you're still on silence." This one went down really easy. If you like, I can talk a little bit about some stuff that's coming up. I need to remember what's coming up, actually, don't I? So that's good to hear, Peter. It's always good to hear that people have had a good week, and the weekend's here. At long last, the weekend is here, and for many of us, we get to open another pint, or at least another can. So some things that are coming up. So from Alpaca, there is the Alpaca Elements backpack. You might have seen, I've shown that off on Instagram a few times now. I've been testing that over. So weirdly, because of the busy period that we've been through, there's been quite a bit of jobs that I've had to stay at home because it's just easier to be at home and not be in the studio where I work. So although I've been testing it, a lot of it is so when I test backpacks, a lot of the time I'll put my laptop in it and I'll go and walk the dog with it just purely so I can test it out. But in the last week or 2, I've been able to get into the studio and I've been able to put stuff in it. So that's on the cards. Alpaca also managed to get in touch today about, I think it's a messenger bag that they either just released or they're releasing soon as well. So that's another good one. Oh yeah, I feel you there. Chris, the weekend is here. It's time not to think about work. And yeah. All, yeah. Well, all hail the king of the moorlands. Cheers to you all. So there's that from Alpaca. I've also done a couple of pieces with the awesome team from. Now I need to get this right. I think it's Prepper Store or Prepper Shop UK. I do apologise if I've got that wrong. Normally I'll be able to say what it is. But they've sent me a little cleaver, and I'm thinking of doing this tomorrow. I might actually just get out, maybe changing the which I do a video. I'm just going to go out and make a fire, make a cup of tea, and while I'm out, make some content with it, with this knife that they've sent me, and just maybe try something different. On a weird note, I did, if you're interested in this, so the other week I did my first ever interview, and that was really strange, but kind of good because it was just completely different to what I've done before. Here there is a company called Crib Goch. I don't know if you ever been to any of you been to Crib Goch in North Wales. So it's named after the Welsh arete, and they are, unfortunately, they're not from the Kingdom of the Moorlands, but they're right next door to the Kingdom of the Moorlands in Stoke-on-Trent. And they make, what do they make? They make military gear, which is crazy, the amount of detail that they put into it. So they've given me a couple of bags to test out. Oh, nice one. Thank you, Peter. So they've given me some stuff to test out. And I'm a bag nerd. I'm happy to say it. I put my hand on my heart. I am a bag nerd. So going and interviewing them and talking to them was very strange, having to sit down with somebody and to try and do that kind of Terry Wogan kind of thing. But when the amount of thought that they've put into stuff, put it this way, I don't think I've ever picked up a bag that I know that they have been to the Royal, I need to get this right. Is it the Royal Academy of Physicians? I should know this. I work in medics, but they've been to them to say, how does your back work? How does your spine work? What is the best way to be able to support a spine when you've got a bag on? So they've done this crazy amount of research into how your back works, and kind of indirectly, probably Alan Partridge, the way that I go, oh, maybe I should do that at the start. So when I do that, I've already done the interview, but that would have been really cool if I'd have gone, oh. But so randomly, so this bag that the bag that they've started, and they've patented this back support system. It works in such a way now that if any soldiers get hurt and they're down on the floor, there's two handles on either side. And Royal College of Physicians, yes, that's it, brilliant, thank you. There's handles on each side, and as long as they support the neck, the bags can be used as a backboard. Just in this one backpack that's named after a Welsh mountain, which is actually stunning if you ever had the chance to be there. For the people outside the UK, in Snowdonia, it's absolutely gorgeous. It's where my dad's from, and Crib Goch is one of the mountains there. It's this absolute knife edge of a ridge. You fall down one side, you don't want to fall down. Oh, let's look at this. You don't want to fall down there either. It's stunning, and it's such a beautiful place to walk along. So it's great that this company right next to the Kingdom of the Moorlands, they're so close to the Kingdom of the Moorlands. So that's another cool thing. So hopefully I'll release the content for the interview. Hopefully it comes across all right. It was very strange. And then maybe the week afterwards, try and get some content out on that as well. But there's quite a few things. There's quite a few things on the boil. When is it now? March. tried to go last year, but with COVID, it was an issue and I couldn't get to go. But with Tasmanian Tiger, because I'm an ambassador for Tasmanian Tiger here, it means that I can kind of use a little bit of YouTube privilege to go to certain events with them. So in March, it's IWA in Nuremberg, that beautiful city in Germany. So hopefully I'm going to be able to go to that as well, which might mean that I can go around and press the flesh with a few more companies, which will hopefully mean that it will be able to kind of expand the things that I can do here on Moorlander EDC to get more content out to you guys. Well, bike do I ride. Do you know what? I used to ride mountain bikes back in the day. I loved mountain biking, and I especially liked trials riding. I was pretty good. Well, I say pretty good. I was pretty good in my own head at what I used to do. Getting out into the moorlands, there's so many tracks that you can get out to. Stupid stuff like climbing trees and then trying to balance on my bike in the tree just for a laugh. Yeah. But in recent years, my knees just aren't as good as they used to. So, but I'm a massive fan. You might have noticed through a lot of my content, I just like, there's nothing better than a plain black signature t-shirt. I think, although I've looked into it a little bit, and I do need to look into it a little bit more, if Moorlander EDC t-shirts do become available in the future, it's just going to be a classic plain black signature t-shirt. Yeah, I think I've got a Marshall one. I've got a Marshall one as well. I mean, I've never been a drummer, but I just, that kind of that nice plain black t-shirt. Oh, what was that? Royal College of Traumas Orthopedic probably had some input. Yeah, that's right. They went to several different medical institutions, and they have a lot of those. I forget what they're called. I do know what they're called. I've just completely forgotten. It's probably because I've had a drink. But the different measurements that they can put on your back to see how much is twisted, to see how much movement that there is. And then there's also the different ones that also help to test the temperature as well, because a lot of the friction that you can get from those as well. So what they did was, through the Ministry of Defence, when they were trying to get some tenders in to the Ministry of Defence for that, they did a lot of these tests in conjunction with these medical institutions, with the Ministry of Defence as well, because I think that the original company, the division that they got into was the Royal Marines. I'm sure it was the Royal Marines, but they're creating stuff, and it's a massive testament to them, because there was a lot of things that they were like, oh no, you just can't make this. You can't make a backpack that has a built-in harness. And they were like, what? Why can't we make that? And well, it's just not possible. You just can't do it. And they're like, right, hold my beer. And there's just all these crazy things that they've done. So hopefully I'll be able to show you some of these. I'm quite excited by the stuff that Craig Goch are doing. They've talked to me a lot about a lot of the other different things that they're going into. I think originally they started in jungle warfare, and then it's built on from that. But yeah, the backpacks are awesome. Comes in, yeah, that's right. Comes in any color as long as it's black. Black is definitely the new black. None of this orange is the new black. When am I next going airsoft? I'm not sure. So I went last week. Was it last weekend? I think it was last weekend. I went last weekend. I'm trying to go at least once a month. I'd like to go more, but it's great to be with my family and everything. And there's a place, a new field that I've found in the Kingdom of the Moorlands. It's weird. The first place that I played was in the Kingdom of the Moorlands, and that was at. I'm struggling today. It has been a long week. What's that called? Anzio Camp. So Anzio Camp, one of the places in the Moorlands is a small town called Leek, and just outside of Leek, there's an old abandoned US army base. And over the years, it's been owned by Leek Rifle Club. It's been owned by the Cub Scouts, but it's now a whole airsoft base that, you know, there's all these different buildings that you can go into, and that's pretty cool. But there's another place that I go to that's just a little bit more kind of milsim, which I'm really enjoying. So hopefully I'll try and get another one in before the new year, maybe at some point during in November. Have you been to Strike Force? I haven't. No, I don't know Strike. Is that in around the Midlands or the north of England? Do you know if that's close to the Kingdom of the Moorlands? Do you go wild camping? Do you know what? Yes and no. So growing up in the Moorlands, like a lot of people that grew up in the countryside in the 90s and 80s. All right, okay, yeah, that's not too far away. I don't know. I'll certainly add that to the list of places to places to check out. So when I was young, we used to go camping all the time, just having fires and just sleeping around and, you know, having a drink while we were out. And it's definitely something that I want to get back into. And randomly, I was looking today at hammocks. I'm really, really interested in seeing how all of this hammock camping is. I quite like the idea of 2 trees. That's all you need. You just leave nothing behind, not even a bent blade of grass. So it's definitely something that I want to do. There's quite a lot of forestry around this area, so there's lots of places that I can go to. So I certainly might start leaning on you guys and just asking through. DD Hammocks is actually one that I was looking at as well. Have they got one called the extra long or the extra large? I just thought that seems like quite a nice one. If I ever wanted to go with my daughters, maybe we could make that work. I don't know. I'm not that kind of dad, but you know what I mean. I was looking at as well. Is it the Whoopi from Hallican Tex or the Swagman roll? Because that also works as part of an underblanket for what's it as well. I've got a tarp, so all really that I need is to get the hammock for it. So it's definitely something that I want to do. It's something that I really enjoyed as a young lad. It's just, I'm sure many of you are from the country or from the countryside, and it's great, especially when I talk to people. I know when I say from the city, but growing up in the Moorlands compared to talking to people that grew up in Stoke-on-Trent, it's not a bustling metropolis, but they were out, I don't know, setting fire to cars down the canal and chucking bricks through mill windows when I was out making swings and forts and stuff. Hey, hi from sunny Florida. Oh man, I'm sure it's a lot warmer there than it is here today. It's been pretty cold here today. I am drinking. It is Abbott's. I'm sure you've probably. It's a good pint. It really is a good pint. I quite like this. So yeah, so I'm definitely. It's something that I'm going to possibly lean on you guys for. There's a couple of things that are coming up as well that hopefully I will maybe lean on you guys. Actually, do you know what? While we're at it, I'll put this out there because it's something that I have been thinking about. And it's down to a couple of things that maybe have been mentioned here. So over this last year, I've tried to think about other things that I do enjoy, and wild camping is definitely one of them. It's certainly something that I've wanted to get back into. The other thing that I've really enjoyed, I only started playing airsoft this year in in March, and I'm loving it. It's absolutely brilliant. But this channel's EDC, and I want to always stick to those EDC roots. But even though it's EDC, as I know you've seen from a lot of my content, I just love getting out into the countryside. And it's whether or not to bring in a little bit more airsofting stuff into the channel, maybe bringing in some more outdoorsy stuff into the channel, or whether maybe that's something that I should do as a separate channel, especially maybe airsoft. I know just getting outside, doing a bit of camping, that sort of stuff, it does relate to quite a bit of the stuff that I make. You know, if I try and make some content on a bag or that sort of stuff, I always like to get outside. Whereas airsoft, I know, slightly different because it is just a little bit more of a step away from the EDC side, and it's always like EDC stroke getting outside and into the countryside. So it is something that I have been thinking of whether to include some of that into here. Hi Heidi. Or whether possibly to set up a second channel that would be more, I don't know, maybe Moorlander Airsoft, or I don't know, Moorlander Tactical. I don't particularly see myself as tactical, but you know what I mean. So yeah, that's another thing that I've been mulling over, because I think one of the things that I want to do is possibly try and stay true to what the channel was set up to do, and that was, you know, just to kind of meet other people, to meet other EDC like-minded people, and just to make some content on that. And whether, if it did go into other stuff, I don't know. It's something that, it's another thing that I'll possibly start leaning on you guys just to check to see if that's something that you would be interested in. Yeah, see, that's what I'm thinking. I think if it was to do with more outdoor kind of stuff, like I said with the knife content, if I do make that this weekend, just to get out, make a little fire on a stove, make myself a cup of tea, that kind of lends into a lot of the stuff that I already do. So I think if I did do something that was a little bit more airsoft related, but I think as well, though, it might not necessarily just be airsoft. I do get a lot of companies saying, you know, we've got a plate carrier. Would you like to maybe make some content on a plate carrier? Would you enjoy that? And yeah, I think that would be awesome. But it's whether or not you guys would appreciate it as part of an EDC channel. So maybe that is something that I'll do. But when I start thinking more about that, I'm definitely going to maybe put out some polls to you guys to yeah, perfect. That's good. That's good to hear. I'm glad that I've floated that idea past you, and some of you you agreeing there as well, because I certainly wouldn't want to start making content that was a little bit further away. And yeah, that's cool. That's actually that's really helped. I mean, it's useful to do these every now and again, really, isn't it? Maybe no, not every Friday, but maybe every few Fridays we should do one of these. And I have to say, I hope wherever you are in the world, I hope you're in a position that you can have a drink as well. I think the next time I do one of these, I'll put it out a lot more to say when it's going to be, so that you can all sit back, whether it's with a beer or whether it's with I don't know, a cup of tea. You've got to do it. If you're talking about the Kingdom of the Moorlands, everybody here loves a cup of tea. Even around the world, everybody loves a cup of tea. It's such a British thing to do, but that's all good. Okay, now what I thought I'll do is just quickly before we finish, just to go over one last time. So because I hit 5,000 subscribers and I hit 2,000 followers, I'm going to do a giveaway on Instagram. which is going to be for a Pioneer Carry Ion wallet, which is the 10XD version, which is the Dyneema one. It's also going to be for a Alpaca Gear, and I always get this wrong around. It is the Bravo Sling Pro version 2, so that'll be included. The third item I don't actually have with me, but I know it's definitely on its way to me. So if you check on Instagram or YouTube and look for Good Screw, make sure you check it's Good Screw SKRE, not SCRE. That's a completely different site. Then yeah, so they're going to be the three things. And then on YouTube, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do another giveaway at the same time, which will be a £100 gift voucher, or however that converts into your local currency. Hopefully it'll either be through PayPal, or it will also be it'll be either through PayPal, or I'll get an Amazon gift voucher out to you. Help me, Cocker. So that we can give you that, and then you can put that to your own EDC, or if needs be, if you got to pay some bills, then I'm more than that. You know, these are the times that we live in. Cool. I'm gonna call it a night, unless anybody has got another question. I mean, I'll throw it out there just in case, but I'll leave it for maybe a minute or 30 seconds, just in case there's another question. If not, I wish you all the best, and I hope everybody, wherever you are around the world, I hope you're safe, and I hope you're well, and I look forward to doing this again in the future. This has actually been really fun. I didn't think it was going to be there'd be this many people on it, so I'll definitely do this again. Maybe just before Christmas. Thank you. We'll do this again before Christmas. Yeah, in fact, we will. We will do this again before Christmas, so we can just chat and talk and stuff. But I think this also goes live onto YouTube as well. So yeah, I wish you all the best. I hope you all have a cracking weekend. Sunday 7:30 on YouTube, or when my content will go live, depending on whether it's raining, will depend on what it's going to be. But yeah, so stay safe, stay Moorlander, and stay EDC. Now I've realized I don't know how to end the stream. Oh, it's there. All right, thanks. Bye.